Hey guys, I have a message for you today, and it's going to be a little different than normal, as you can see, or not see. So normally when I do my videos, I am recording myself, and you can see me, talking to you guys, but I've seen this before in other people's videos where they just kind of do like a voiceover thing, and I've always wanted to just try it. So that's kind of just, I'm just trying it out for this video. So no particular reason of why you can't see me. I just wanted to try this. But anyway, so my message is titled Search and Rescue. And so it's based off of the scripture verse Luke 19:10 that I wrote down in church this past Sunday. Actually, today is Sunday, so it was last week. But my pastor put Luke 19:10 up on this big screen at church, and I felt like the Lord was like, you need to write this one down. You're going to touch on it in a message. And I was like, okay. So, I wrote it down, and then I got confirmation for this message when I went home later that night. My daughters, they were watching Lilo and Stitch, and there was a part of the movie, I was just like puttering around the house and, cleaning up and, doing my stuff. And I kind of just, got sidetracked and was watching a little bit of the movie with them. And it was the part where Stitch was just adopted from the shelter as Lilo's new puppy. And she had brought him home, and he was searching around her room and like checking things out. And I guess the whole house had went to sleep, and Stitch actually stayed up and was like destroying the house, like completely destroying everything and making a mess and breaking stuff. And he was pulling these books down off the bookshelf, and he found this book of the story of the ugly duckling, and he's looking at it and turning the pages, and I guess it kind of like resonated with him, I guess. And so he takes the book and runs upstairs and wakes Lilo up, who is sleeping, and he's like pointing to the book like, read it to me. And so she wakes up, and it was like, yeah, that's the story of the ugly duckling, and nobody likes him or wants him, and he's lost and crying. And then he points to the other page, and it's the little duckling with his family, and they're all smiling and happy. And Lilo explains to him, his family heard him crying, and they found him. And now he is happy again because he knows where he belongs. And then so fast forward, I guess, a little bit, he has made more messes and is causing so much more trouble. And Lilo and her older sister are actually like, what did we get ourselves into? Like, this dog is crazy. And Lilo draws a picture of Stitch, and colors in, she kind of makes like a good, like a graph, I guess, showing of his level of goodness or level of badness. And like, she colors up all the way, and it's almost completely filled with like, this is your bad level is very high. And so she gives that to Stitch, and he feels really bad. He feels awful about, how he was acting and everything that he destroyed and ruined. And so in the middle of the night, he takes that ugly duckling book, and he sneaks out Lilo's window and goes out into the woods, alone into the middle of the night. And he sits down, and he's looking at the book, and he's looking at the little duckling that's crying. And there's the little bubble up above the duckling that says, "I'm lost." And so Stitch actually reads it, and this is where he talks, and he's like, "I'm lost. Stitch is lost." And so I just wanted to encourage you that if you are finding yourself in a place where maybe you thought you had things all figured out, you thought that you knew what direction you were heading in, things were looking good for you, and then all of a sudden maybe paths changed, or maybe you just like got hit with all of these curveballs, and suddenly like nothing is making sense, and you don't know what's right and what's wrong anymore, and the people that you thought were going to be there for you have left the picture, and you're feeling completely just lost and maybe confused and alone, or maybe you don't feel like anybody sees you or cares or understands your struggles. Maybe you don't even know where you belong anymore. And I just want to say that if this is you, I want to say that feeling unsure and lost and feeling all of those things is totally okay, and it is actually normal, and it is all a part of your journey in life. It's all a part of all of our journeys in life. We all are going to feel those things and be at that point in our life at some point. We all experience it. So don't try to avoid or be afraid of this detour. You don't have to have everything figured out, and you don't have to take and solve all of these problems right now. You just have to take it all to God. Give him your worries because he cares about you. Keep your focus on him. Trust that he's going to help you figure everything out along the way. And then just know too that when you look back at these times that you're feeling lost and alone and confused and unsure, these times that really the enemy actually intends for your destruction, you're going to see that God has actually used these times for your good. And it was actually it just played a part in the plan and the purpose that God has for you. So if you're feeling like the ugly duckling and you're lost and scared, or you're feeling like Stitch, who's feeling awful about the way that he has acted and the messes that he has made, and really that was just his way of coping and coping with what he was actually feeling, which was lost and confused and scared and alone. It was just his coping mechanism. But if this is you, please hang on to this scripture, Luke 19:10, which says, "For the Son of Man has come to seek and save that which was lost." So you have a loving Father who is literally seeking you out. And he actually knows exactly where you are and what you're going through right now. Nothing is a surprise to God. And he will stop at nothing to find you and take you out of that place. There is no mountain that he won't climb, no wall that he won't break down to get to you. It's like Jesus gives the parable in, it's Matthew chapter 18, where Jesus gives us the parable about the lost sheep, how there is a shepherd that there's a shepherd that has 100 sheep. And if one of those sheep goes astray and gets lost, that he will leave the 99 in search of that one. He will go leave all the 99 to go search for that one and bring it back. That is how precious we are to him. I want you to go listen to the song that is, I wrote it down, Rescue by Lauren Daigle. And I wrote down some of the lyrics, and I'm going to share some of those lyrics with you here. But it says that you are not hidden. There has never been a moment that you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. The lyrics say, "I hear your whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS." So God is saying, I feel like God is saying to someone right now that he hears your cry for help. You might be a broken, struggling mess of a person. And you might not even feel like you deserve to be found. But I am here to tell you that you do. That you in your soul mean so much to God. So much. And so the lyrics go on to say, "I will send out an army to find you. this is, you can see this as God's, saying this to you. I will send out an army to find you. In the middle of the hardest fight, it's true. I will rescue you. So you see, God is literally on a mission to recover every single lost or broken or messed up thing in your life. So this is just God's message to someone today, to just hang on. This current place of struggle that you're in will not be the end, and you are not going to be lost for long. For the Son of Man has come to seek and save that which is lost.